Okay, let's move on.
Or no? But if you know how to drive, the faster it goes, the better it is. Yes, sir? The same with your mind and body. Because you are enmeshed in it, haven't figured a damn thing about it, it looks very complicated, little distance. This is dhyan, this is meditation in a way. So if you create that little distance, suddenly everything is clear. What looked so complicated is just a simple thing.
That makes so much of sense, man. Every one of us, make sure we try this, huh? But while trying this, sir, and I want to be honest, and I know all of them want to say this, while trying this, we're still going back to the cocoon. Still the same problem, the same issues. How do we,
See, that is because you think meditation is some kind of an act. It is not an act. It is a consequence. If you cultivate your body, your intellect, your emotion and your energy in a certain way, meditation will happen as a quality, not as an act. People are doing 10 minutes meditation, they will freak themselves after some time, for sure. A whole lot of people. This survey was done, I think in 94 or 96, I'm not very sure about the date, but sometime in the 90s, early 90s, the Nimhans Institute did a survey and they found 8% of the inpatients, not outpatients, inpatients who come and stay in Nimhans for a period of treatment, 8% of them came because of improper yoga and meditation. Because if you forcefully try to do something with your mind, it will freak. It's very important when you have been given… Do you agree with me, this human mechanism is the most sophisticated machine on this planet? Do you agree with me? Have you read the user's manual? Then how? Then how do you use it? Just by accident.
so just few tips of not doing this mistake. How to go about it?
See, it is these tidbits which have destroyed people. The reason why spiritual process has become a ridiculous circus, I'm saying this consciously, it's become a circus because everybody is trying to do it on the street side. On the street side, they want to teach Gita. Krishna waited for many years. Arjuna and Krishna, you have Arjuna board. Arjuna and Krishna were intimate, they know each other so well. But Krishna waited till the last moment where there's an extreme situation where Arjuna's mind is being crushed. He waits for that moment to give the teaching. But all kinds of idiots are reading it on the street corner without creating any situation. Nobody knows what the hell it is, simply words and words and words. As you said, when you listen to it, suddenly you find you have to shut down everything and listen because as simple as it is, you don't get it. Because it is not its complex, but the simplicity is a problem for the human intellect. If you're trying to grasp things through intellect, complicated things you will grasp. Simplest things, people around me are always freaked because I'm telling them the simplest thing, but they're thinking through many things. Most simple things, because it is very simple. Birth is not your doing, death is not your doing,
Exactly.
it happens, both of them happen. In between you just have to be… Just have to be bindas. That's all. You don't have to give birth to yourself, nor do you have to kill yourself. Both will happen naturally. What are you doing here? Everything is happening, you don't have to spin the planet and make it day and night. You don't have to do this and that, everything is happening. For you to be just here, be in tune with everything and receive the bounty of life, such a big mess. Because they are looking at everything intellectually. When I say intellectually, the nature of your intellect is such. If I ask you a question, do you want a sharp intellect or a dull intellect? You must choose, I'm going to bless you right now. So essentially, you want a sharp intellect, that means it's a cutting instrument. It's like a knife. The sharper, the better. You don't want a blunt knife, you want a sharp knife. Now, this is the only instrument you have in your life. For everything you use a knife. If you want to stitch your clothes, you use a knife. Where's that girl gone? I think she used a knife on her pants. If you use your knife to stitch,
Sarcasm.
you will leave it in tatters, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all you're doing to your life. That is all.
Sarcasm is…
You are just leaving it in tatters simply because you're using a knife to handle everything. I must tell you this experience of mine. That was a time when I literally lived on a motorcycle. I rode across the country without a destination, simply till I hit the borders and turn around and ride here, there. Just wanted to see the country. Almost 5.5 to 6 years, I literally rode across the country. So I was somewhere, I'm not sure whether I was in Madhya Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh. Whole night I was riding. I was known for this even now that I could ride for 3 nights and days continuously without sleep. Every day covering like anywhere between 800 to 1200 kilometers.
Please do not do it yourself. It requires a different personality altogether. Not advice, please.
See, now anything you do, you have to put a warning. Young people have become like this. Otherwise, they will go and fall into the ditch. There is a ditch, danger, do not walk. When you are young, nobody need to mark anything. You have to have everything open and you know what the hell is happening. But you have to tell them, caution, speed, this, that. This is for old people over 85 when they're shaking. You tell them, where is the drain, where is this, where is that. But now young people are becoming like this because they'll walk into anything.
So true.
Do you do that when you're playing football?
No, sir.
So I was somewhere between either Madhya Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh, early morning. After a full night's riding, I stop in a dhaba for a tea and to eat something. And I always fix my own motorcycle because when you're so much on the road, you don't want to give it to anybody. So my chain has become little slack. This is a problem with the old bikes, yes, these days. Every bike, even now it happens. Except the Harleys, they have belts. It's terrible. How could you ride on a belt? So chain has become slack, you need to take off a link and tighten it up. So I saw a garage, Mubarak Mechanical Works, it was written, a handwritten board. Then I thought, there was a strapping young youth. I thought, okay, let him do it. I said, hey, why don't you tighten my chain? Then he, full of confidence, he came out. The only tools that he was carrying in his hands was a chisel and a hammer. I looked at his tool thing, I said, wait, before you touch my motorcycle, you don't have anything else? No, I can do it, chain, I can tighten it. I said, wait. I got up and walked into his garage and looked around. There was no other tool except chisel and hammer. With this chisel and hammer, he fixes everything. But after he fixes, that's the end of it. Nobody else can open anything or close anything after that. So, if you are using your intellect only, disregarding other dimensions of intelligence within you, this is how life will be. Mubarak Mechanical Works, Mubarak.
I hope you got the point. I'm actually speechless. I made some points in my head.
No, that's because you're good at talking to yourself.
That's a valid point. It's only sometimes, guys. Next time I miss a goal, it's alright, man, he talks to himself. He's not going to score. That's only sometimes. There are so many kids over here, and one of the questions that I thought of asking you, sir, is the same question that I asked my teacher. When I was young, one of my economics teacher asked me, why do you keep wasting your time playing on the football pitch? And you're not on time.
I was just about to ask, why were you wasting your time in the economic class?
So that's exactly what I did. So then I spoke to her. I said, "Ma'am, I want to become a footballer." And that's why I was there. And I apologized that I'm late. Then of course she said me things that I can't say right now. And then she complained to the class teacher that there is one guy who has lost his mind. Make sure you tighten him. So the class teacher came to me and she's like, "What were you doing? What were you thinking?" So I told her, I actually want to be a footballer. And there's only one class which is called PT class for 2 periods in the whole week. There are kids who want to be in an IIT, a doctor, whatever. They've got 8-10 classes every week to encourage them. But I only had one, that too with white shorts and white t-shirt.